Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zara Bazak. Come to continue from my previous live stream. Islam promotes zulm against those who don't have the same belief or who are not Muslims. So I showed you taking the Ismaili Quran and the other Sunni and 12 Shia Quran, um, the Ayat Surah Mumtahana, Ayat 4, I think it is, that hatred started through Abraham and his followers against hatred and animosity started by Abraham and his followers for the polytheists, idol worshippers. They said now hatred and animosity has come between us. So, and other ayats like that from the Quran. Uh, Taking it sometimes with the Ismaili Quran. Now, what I'm going to show you is something that's come on my mind, and I read it in Karachi online, and then I bought this book. Then I was guided Muhammad al Tejani al Samawi, and so you can see the hatred between in the Sunnis for the Shias or for Shia Islam. I don't know how to put it. So, just showing you this part of his book where, I mean, what kind of a religion is this, really? So, after all dedication, all this, he was a Sunni Muslim from the, I think, the Sunni Sufi side, and then he changed after all this at the beginning of change. And so you can read his book if you haven't. Then he goes back to his people. Is it an invitation to friends to join the research? So when he goes back to his Sunni people, Sunni Muslims, okay, I think he writes a letter. Within a month we finished the book, and the three friends. Frequently, I invited friends from Gafsa who I used to know through the mosque school or the Sufi orders, in addition to some of my faithful students. A year passed, and praise be to Allah, we became a large number. We were all friends of Ahl Bayt. We are the friends of their friends and the enemy of their enemies. This also in Ahl Bayt. We celebrate their festivals and mourn during Ashura. But what kind of enemies are the Shias of Elibet's enemies? They don't go harassing or hurting or anything of that sort. They're waiting for Imam Mahdi. And they don't go harassing Sunni Muslims or, not having a dialogue with Sunni Muslims. I know the Shias have not shut the door on that or on the Sunni Muslims, religious scholars, to have a dialogue. The one we see in Peshawar Nights, the book, is available online for free also. The Sunni and the Shia dialogue. Okay, and so, but two of my early letters which carried the news of my enlightenment, were sent to Al Sayyid al Khoy. This was a Shia, and Sayyid Muhammad Baqir al Sadr during the festivity of Al Ghadir, which we celebrated for the first time in Gafsa. Everybody got to know about my conversation to Shiism and that I was calling people to follow Ahl al-Bayt. And all sorts of accusations and rumors started to go around the country. I was accused of being an Israeli spy, working to make people doubt their religion, that I cursed the companions and was planning to caused disturbances among the people, etc. In the capital, Tunis, I approached two friends, Rashid al Ghanouchi and Abdul Fattah Maro, who expressed strong opposition to my ideas. See? And in a conversation that took place in Abdul Fattah's house, I said that as Muslims, we ought to reread our books and look again at our history. And I gave Sahih al Bukhari as an example, for it contains materials that any sensible person would find difficult to accept. I think I've been in such a bad state, but I don't know why. I think God has just kept me alive and given me energy for this. And even that my performance may be low, but I carry on. God hasn't given me that much energy. So I was on Facebook live stream recently. I couldn't even, if you listen to that, you'd not believe that I've come here and I'm talking like this. I don't know how that happens. They became very angry with me. Okay, continuing. They became very angry with me and said, "Who are you to criticize Al Bukhari?" I did my best to persuade them to be involved in the research, but they refused, saying, "If you yourself have become Shi, that is your business, but do not try to convert us to Shiism. We have a more important task than that, namely to resist the government which does not work according to Islam." I answered by saying, "What is the use? If you come to power, you will do more than they are doing now because you do not know the true Islam." Thus, our meeting ended with a state of aversion between us. This is like between Muslims happening. Some people from the Muslims Brotherhood ran a campaign against us because they were not aware at the time of the Islamic Trend movement and started to spread rumors among their ranks that I was a government agent, false accusations, and that I was encouraging Muslims to doubt their religion in order to keep them away from the main issue, namely resisting the government. Gradually, people started to make us feel isolated, especially the young members of the Muslims Brotherhood and the sheikhs who follow Sufi ways, even the Sunni Sufi ways. And we experienced, even the Sufi ways, and we experienced difficult times living like strangers. I thought Sufis were so peaceful. But look what's happened. Who follow Sufi ways, even they, isolated. And we experienced difficult times living like strangers in our own homes and among our own brothers. But Allah, praise be to Him, changed our situation for the better. And many young people from various cities came to see us to investigate the truth. And I tried my utmost to persuade them. So, a little bit better here. And as a result, many young men were able to see the light. They were from Tunis, Kairouan, Susa, and Sidi Bou Zaid. During my summer visit to Iraq, I traveled through Europe and met friends in France and Holland and discussed the subject with them. And praise be to Allah, they too saw the light. Okay. So this is a good part here, but some bad part you can see. This is really, it's shocking. I was absolutely delighted when I met Sayyid Muhammad al-Sadr in Najaf. This is a Shia. How I complained about the difficulties we're facing, including malicious rumors and isolation from their own, his previous Sufi order, Islam. Al Sayyid said it is inevitable that we pass through difficult times because the path of Al Bayt is a difficult one. A man once came to see the Prophet and said to him, "O Messenger of Allah, I love you." He replied, "Then expect many tribulations." The man said, "I love your cousin Ali." He replied, then expect many enemies. The man said, I love Al Hassan and Al Hussein. He replied, then get ready for poverty and much affliction. What have we paid for the cause of justice? Shias along the path of history. Al Sadr advised my brother, it is inevitable that we go through difficulties and give sacrifices for the cause of justice. But even the Shias would kill me since I'm an apostate, and that is in their religion too, as a law. Al Sayyid al Sadr advised me against isolating ourselves and ordered me to get even closer to my Sunni brothers whenever they wanted to keep away from me and to pray behind them so that there would be no rupture in relations and to consider them innocent victims. You see, this is what we are supposed as Shias. This is a very good advice from our ulamas. So you see, that's why we don't kill Sunnis or, we call them kafirs and because very good advice and to consider them innocent victims of distorted history and bad propaganda because people are the enemy of what they do not know. You see, and this bad propaganda you can see in the Quran ayats against the Jews, against the polytheists. Al Sayyid al Khui advised me on the same lines, and Al Sayyid al Muhammad al Ali al Tabatabai al Hakim had always sent us letters full of advice that had great influence on enlightened brothers. My visit to the holy city of okay, I committed myself spend each summer holiday near Imam Ali. The lessons of Sayyid Bakr al Sadr, from which I reaped great benefits. Oh, so there's more according to advice. We are determined to keep in touch with our brothers from the other madahibs, and have maintained a relation with al Jama by praying together. Thus, people started asking us about our prayers, ablution, and our beliefs. Somewhere, like he was even getting cold shoulder dialogue with the scholars. Where was it mentioned? I've forgotten. I read this book long time ago. So wasn't there more like he went to visit and sat with them and they wouldn't? The beginning of change. So this problem that the Shias have with the Sunnis. Oh, terrible. See, because of I blame this religion now and bad propaganda of Prophet Muhammad. Now I should say to the Shias also. You look at the Quran ayats and see. So I showed you where hatred and animosity started. Again, Surah Mumtahana, Ismaili Quran has this ayat. Remember? Surah 60, I think it is. Right? Ayat 4. So starting again with Surah Mumtahana. Not that I have any notes prepared. And feeling so much evil with the headache today that I cannot tell you. So much evil. There's already been for you an excellent pattern in Abraham and those with him when they said to their people, "Indeed, we are disassociated from you and from whatever you worship other than Allah. We have denied you, and there hath appeared between us and you animosity and hatred forever until you believe in Allah alone." So it started from, the Quran says, Abraham and those with him, his people. Animosity and hatred forever until you believe in Allah alone. So if you're telling me, in Surah Tawbah, the way you take the research, the way you've done your research, the way you take this religion, that they broke treaties, I still tell you that actually he wanted to clean up Makkah, Medina, the Jews' place also, to establish his Islam and establish himself as the prophet of Islam, of Allah, messenger of Allah, prophet of Islam. Okay, and this is why. Look at this, please. See if there is any thing in my research where hatred. So you see, what a cunning man he was. I cannot tell you. So how I had to seep out, extract, and show you. And I'm not the one misguiding you. That he's the one, except for the saying of Abraham to his father. This is not important. Our Lord, upon you we have relied. So it looks very nice, right? And to you we have returned, and to you is our destination final. But who is saying that enmity and hatred amongst us has appeared now? Meaning now. Who? Abraham. It's in the one Allah, Allah alone, not taking. So I had to do all that I did, coming back to this again. Intolerance, even that amongst the Muslims, intolerance for not the Shia for the Sunnis, but the Sunnis for against the Shias. Even Sufis Sunni against Shias. You can see in Tejani's case, read his book and find out, as I've read it out. It's very good to do. It's really something to do your own research. And please be honest. How will you? How can I? I was a Shia. Now I can repeat. I can go my face can go blue. But you see, don't bring your ego in this religion. That's what we were told. So any personal kind of, because we were told Imam Ali in the battlefield, when someone spat at him on his face, he turned around, because then he said, if I strike him now or fight with him, it would be my ego. And I'm not fighting with him due to my ego. So when it hurts you, look within and see whether it is your ego hurting you, or you really are for justice, peace, and to save a true religion. Huh? Imam Ali, we were told, this, was spat at on the face in the battlefield, one of the battlefields. He turned away. Even when the Sunnis tell us, I would keep quiet. I have never had a debate with a Sunni. Never. Living in Pakistan most of my life. When my Emirati in year 2000, we were on Emirates Airline. He asked me, I said, I'm a Shia and he was a Sunni. He told me the whole story about the great things about Umar bin Khattab. I just kept quiet listening to him. Never said a word. Even like in this state, where I get angry or and feeling sad, I'm thinking of Bi Fatma Zara, a disciple with me. So I was, just listening to him. Uh, Somehow didn't get angry because when it comes to religion, justice, it means just truth. That's when your Allah is true. You can't fight for a true Allah like that, right? Like now I can see the ayats that, but as Shias, we were also told that just disassociating with the enemies of Al Bayt, but not hating them and caring for them, like this advice the ulamas very wisely, not like Sunnis, keeping the door open. And some Sunnis then did join him, but keeping the door open because I feared myself, asked my Lord for forgiveness. Where was it when he sat with his people? I can't find that anyways. Invitation to. So, let me see, frequent. What was I going to say? I think I'm very tired. So ran a campaign against me. No, the advice that the ulamas gave him. See the propaganda against. They are, victims of false, wrong propaganda. This is what we were told. So we're not going to fight you. We're not going to hate you. Sunnis, as when I was a Shia, this problem here. Now I showed you through the Ismaili Quran too, which claims that the Ismaili Imam is the walking, talking Quran. And this Quran is the true Quran, which has come from Prophet Muhammad, passed on to Imam Ali and the rest of the Imams. And now this Imam, His Highness Aga Khan IV, has this true Quran of Prophet Muhammad. Oh, so I showed you from the Ismailis also that this ayat is there. I didn't share. I did share this, right? So I was going back to this. So this is the kind of advice our ulamas, religious scholars, give us. When facing difficulties, we remember by the Sunni Muslims, what do we remember? All this, that Imam Ali was spat on, that the Sunnis are a victim of false propaganda by the Umayyads, by the enemies of Islam from the time of Prophet Muhammad when he spread the news, the message. Where is it? Here. See, so now also helping the Shias to leave. follow whom we follow and gave me permission to use. I called. Where is it? Isolating ourselves, ordered me to get even closer to my Sunni brothers whenever they wanted to keep away from me and to be behind them so that there would be no rupture and no rupture in relations and to consider them innocent victims of distorted history, bad propaganda, because people are the enemy of what they do not know, right? So this is so sad, right? This is what we are told, but like so sad that the Sunnis, but it's sad, right? The distorted history of innocent victims, considering them innocent victims. Yeah, this is what we were told. So Islam promotes Zulm, and what is the meaning of Zulm? Oh yes, also look at the meaning of Zulm here, which I didn't show you in my first live stream meaning. I hope it comes on screen. I have to add it on stage. Zulm is the Arabic word used interchangeably for cruelty or unjust acts of exploitation, oppression, and wrongdoing, whereby a person either deprives others of their rights, like the policies were deprived, or does not fulfill his obligations towards them, like a father to a son. Surah Tawbah, ayat 23, which is not in the Ismaili Quran, but 24 is to love. So Surah Tawbah, but Surah Mujadila, ayat 22 is in the Ismaili Quran, which I showed you some time ago, right? Which live stream. I can't, so many times. Surah Mujadila, not, I've, what number is Surah Mujadila? What surah number? So you see this 20, I just also then show you 22 ayat. Now, Surah 9, Tawbah, ayat 23, not affection, or if you're friends with your, if you take your fathers and all as wali, disbelieving fathers, brothers and all, then you'll be a zalim. But Surah it's not in the Ismaili Quran, but Surah Mujadila, ayat 22 is. So sad to see what this religion does. I think the Ismailis also, maybe, but what can I say about the Imam? He's a very good person, very good person. Ismaili Imam, Shia Imam. Maybe he's also deluded. His great grandfather was the enemy of these people. You will not find a people who believe in Allah and the last day having affection for those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. Oppose. Now, opposition can be a wide connotation. You can say things against him, criticize his religion even, right? Oppose, hada. What is hada now? Here, hada, is it hada? Hada. Yeah, so this is not shaku, as in Surah Hashar ayat, those who oppose. Now, another different word is used here for opposition. So, anyways, whatever this opposition means here, can I find a translation? Because a different word is used here for opposition in Arabic and a different word in Surah Hashar. Oppose Allah and His Messenger, resist. Even by resisting Allah and the Messenger, so hada could mean resist. And please see what resist means. If your English is weak, withstand the action or effect of. Refrain from doing or having something. Tempt, refrain, even refraining, abstaining, forbearing, keep from, hold out against, combat. Okay, you see? Okay, it says combat and I've read it out. But it's not only combat, it could mean just resisting, meaning withstand, be proof against, hold out against, keep from, refrain from, keep away from, desist, forbear from. So it has a wide connotation, right? So this means even those who refrain from, not only oppose it in a combatant way, battling with you, aggressive, being aggressive towards you, but refraining from, resisting in this way, refraining from, abstaining, keeping away from. You are not to have affection, loving kindness. What is it? What's the word here? Make it easy. Thank you, Quran.com, for making it easy. Although you may not like me. Loving, waduna. You, wadud, yani from loving kindness. You can't have loving kindness towards your fathers, your brothers, your kindred. You see this? Who oppose Allah and His Messenger. Oh my goodness. And this ayat is in Ismaili Quran. Let me show you again, please. And please do your research, right? Surah Mujadala is 58. So what we do is we go to 58, go to 22. Is it there? Yes, it's the last one here. Last ayat of the surah. Surah Mujadala. Can you believe this? And a special soul. It's true that the word ru is it starts with the ru. And by regularly studying a book of high quality miracle of spiritual oh goodness. They take it so like he helped them. For such Allah has inscribed faith in their hearts and has helped them with the spirit. Imam Jafar Sadiq says, so excuse me, perfect faith. Nothing about where have I missed? It should start with what the ayat starts with, right? Book of High Quality Miracles. So, you see? So this. Oh, and nothing. I think, no, sorry. So, okay, the browser has lost connection. I don't know why this is coming, anyways. Okay, so Zulm is like exploiting, um, not, and doesn't it, like I would put it that it also means not tolerating them. And I've shown you that it is about the water. You know, do you think what giving water to the pilgrims is equal? And should they? And they shouldn't even. So you know, polities were doing a good deed, giving water to the pilgrims, and so even on that, the ayat. This is not a hadith, Shias. This is an ayat. Nadeem Sarwar has recited this, Noah. Oh my goodness, पानी परिंदों को भी दिया करो. पता नहीं क्यों Yazid. Why did Yazid? Yazid was a tyrant. Yazid's army. I mean, they had this great idea, greatly cruel idea of stopping water for Imam Hussein and his children. So I learned from Ghalib Kamal that in Jange Badar, no, it wasn't the Paltis, by the way, who stopped the water. It was your Prophet Muhammad himself, right? Excuse me. So this, yeah, so I showed you that in my previous live stream, Surah 9, that the mosques are for Allah and those who believe in Allah. And it's in the Ismaili Quran. Surah Tawbah. Let me go to the Ismaili Quran now again. I know Surah Tawbah is 9, number 9, Surah 9. And then we go to the 18 ayat. God says, only those who believe in God in the last day and establish prayer. Sorry, give zakat and fear no one but God are able to make the masjid of God prosperous. So these are they who are among the rightly guided ones. Here by the masjid of God are meant the Jamaat Khanas. So, okay, wait a minute. First of all, you see, I was also, since Allah was taken from the, from polytheists, even the Christians, Jews, you would say Arabs of that time, called their God Allah, I don't know. But the surely the polytheists did call their one god or goddess Allah, right? Maybe even the Persians had this, Persian magians calling. But so this Allah word, Allah, the one God word, is not from original from Islam. We thought everything every word, everything was originally Islam. Like in Christianity, Easter, we felt like Esther and, making the eggs and all this. I mean, coloring the eggs, and that's the goddess Esther fertility it stands for. But the Christians say egg is an example of the Trinity, right? Anyhow, let me not give a bad name to the Christians on that. So, masjid could also be taken. Don't think this is like your original, Allah sent original. Maybe the polytheist temples were called masajid, you know? Oh, so here are meant the Jamaat Khanas, or the masajid of the entire world. How is it possible for a single person to participate in the prosperity of all of them? Mhm. It is obvious that it is impossible physically, and hence it necessitates a tawalic wisdom, which is that the masajid, namely the Jamaat Khanas of God, are in three levels. So let me see the Quran, ayat here. Why the like not for the mosques of Allah are only to be maintained by those who believe in Allah in the last day, and establish prayer and give zakah, and do not fear except Allah. For it is expected that those will be of the guided, rightly guided. So that's yeah, Imam of the time. And there are the universal, the local. Okay. Okay, I'll try to get this later on, but for now, this is what I'm trying to get is not important. Oh, wouldn't you say the zulm on the polytheists, this intolerance of their belief, made you hate? Of course, it says it's Surah Mumtahana ayat too. Even if you try to say no, 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 and you can't go against Abraham and his people and what the Quran ayat says, states hatred and enmity. And they don't believe in the truth, one God. But would not the worship to idols be accepted? Okay, so it's I feel it's even towards the Jews. You see their belief. No, 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 no. The way he blames the Jews using Allah makes you think, oh, it's okay. They broke their own houses and terror cast Allah terror cast in the hearts, casting terrors in the hearts, and all that. Surah Ashura, it's really. But okay, so he uses Jews, saying that they distorted their book, and they've some of them are good, but all few of them, some of them are good, but most of them are rebellious, fasidun, this, that, fasidun. So he says, and they say Allah's hands are tied. Against the Jews, there's so much like this. Azra is the son of God, or is God. What's that ayat? So in other ways, against the Jews, and that they joined with the polytheists against the Muslims of that time. So it's a different way. But for the polytheists, he got them very easily because of the gods and the idols. The one, this Abrahamic religion would reject. And the Christians in Surah Tawbah, which Ismailis don't do, the Ismailis have that Quran ayat in Surah Tawbah 29, I think it is. So just checking again. I Surah Tawbah, is it ayat 29? Yes, you see, Ismailis don't have this Surah Tawbah 29 about the jizya, right? But Ismaili Quran, Surah Tawbah, just let me second, 19 or no, 19 is that the polytheists are ninjas. 29. My hand just didn't go to 9. Now it went to 9. Fight those. So yeah, this Ismailis don't have the Al Kitab, right? Fight the Al Kitab. And 19, 19 also, they don't have. Where it says that the polytheists are ninjas, but 21 they have. Positive. It's not. So yeah, this, but yeah, but the Ismailis have this, right? Before we obliterate your faces, Quran ayat. Every time I forget Surah Nisa ayat, I know. What have I done now? Before we obliterate your faces, Quran ayat. Surah Nisa ayat 47, let me check. But the Smileys have Surah Nisa ayat 47. So going there. 47. You see this? Before we obliterate your faces. And Surah Hashar ayat too. They have the smileys. Oh, it hasn't come on the screen. It's giving me problems here. Before we obliterate your faces, believe in this, which is in your books, which confirms what is in your books. How is the ayat? Before we obliterate your faces or turn you on your backs and all this. Such intolerance and force compulsion, right? So it want Zulm, again, look at Zulm, right? Hatred. I think I would add wrongdoing, exploit unjust acts of perhaps even what kind of injustice have you done? What kind of injustice? Ask yourselves. What kind of injustice has Islam? Sin, injustice, wrongdoing. When it says humanity is one, you ask of one another, we made you, we made in humanity. Quran verse, right? That you have forgot, that you forget. You're not so, oh, humanity, indeed, we created you from male and a female. So, shouldn't it be first and foremost the Christians, the Jews, all of them, different religions, polytheists even, oh, humanity. Surah Hujurat, Ayat 13. This I'm sure the Ismaili Quran has because most I've seen Imam or the Ismailis quoting this ayat a lot. O mankind, we indeed created you from a male and a female. So pluralism coming from there, and coming from here, and we made you nations and tribes that you may know one another, not know God and worship God. Here it doesn't say that we made humans and jinns to worship me. We created. Here it says that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you near Allah is the most righteous of you. What does that mean? Indeed, Allah is the knower, all aware. Right? So let me check. If there's any doubt, let me just check. It's my 49 ayat 13, Surah 49 ayat 13. I'm a bit tired. I don't know when I'll just go for Surah 49 ayat, maybe even abruptly because I'm not feeling well. What's the ayat number? 13. Yes, here it is. So at least about taqwa, we can quickly learn from the Ismaili tafsir. The Noble Quran mentions again and again the importance of taqwa, righteousness, and in numerous verses emphatically draws attention towards it, to the extent that it is taqwa which is regarded as a norm of honor and nobility of the believers. Further, it says that without taqwa, no word and deed can be accepted. Why is it so? Because taqwa means to fear God or the law of God and to avoid every kind of badness and sickness. The highest virtue of moments is taqwa, the fear of God, and he that has more fear of God is more respected in the eyes of God. But this fear, which is according to a heavenly standard, is based on the given knowledge. Surah 35, ayat 28. This supreme rank belongs firstly to the Prophet and then to the true Imam, and through him can be attained by all others. The substance of all verbal and practical ibadat in Islam is called taqwa. Nobility, connect special knowledge. So humanity, O people, verily we have created you. Now in the name of Allah the Compassionate. First, why aren't we compassionate first and merciful as we start? Allah should have made us compassionate and merciful. O people, verily we have created you from male and female and made you nations and tribes. Everybody knows the exoteric meaning of this verse, but its esoteric tawil is hidden in a veil. You can call the Imam-e-Mubin the Adam of the time. The main criterion of righteousness is the word of righteousness. Kalimatu Taqwa, Surah 48, Ayat 26, which is a very powerful supreme name for the work of Hazrat Israel. Israel. Israel? A destination of Israfil and Israel. Israel. This is also an angel, or that Israel who made haram for himself. Oh my goodness. Don't know. The noble verse shows that on one hand, the attribute of piety is inevitable in faith. O mankind. Okay, so, but it goes to a more righteousness who can be righteous. Only these people can be righteous. Hazrat Adam till the resurrection, no person is exempted from this challenges. So I'll do this later. I don't know. Maybe the special self-esteem is wisdom. Wisdom is the universal good. Oh, special esteem prerequisite. If God, the world of humanity from the time of Hazrat till the resurrection. Every human being should be at one or the other stage of piety because the above verse is addressed to the world of humanity from the time of Hazrat Adam. On the one hand, attribute of piety is inevitable in faith, religion, and for humanity. No, so it's not a special thing for only, especially for the imams, but for all of humanity. Sometimes I get confused here, I don't know. So, first and foremost, humanity. And so on. If you see the greatest person, he would, as I think now, would always show love towards his enemies. Also, like in Surah Fusilat, none is granted it, save one who has of great fortune and great good, right? So that your enemy will become your bosom friend, your intimate friend. So the greatest person would be always doing good and to others, never hating a Jew just because he is Jewish or his religion. Wouldn't that be? But Allah here says, like in Surah Mujadila, let's take Surah Mujadila. Let's take all of you together, Sunni Muslim, Shia Muslim, and Ismaili Shias. Okay? Like not have loving kindness for those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. Excuse me. And if oppose means, even means restraining, refraining from, not having loving kindness for them, and then you're starting this with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, God is the compassionate, the merciful. God gave life to and respite to even Shaitan and Pharaoh. When so much oppression Pharaoh did, we are told, you can see Hazrat Musa's movie, making slaves, people worked like slaves, building pyramids and palaces for him or whatever it was. God allowed him all this for years and years and years until he sends Hazrat Musa Okay, this another thing, but God allowed him life. So who are you to take life when God gave Pharaoh life and respite? Respite meaning time. And now the moments think that, or the Sunni moments think that they can go and kill people. If someone like Salman Rushdie writes a book, and I don't know what his satanic verses are about, read the whole book for God's sakes. And you should answer with the book, not like what Khomeini has said. He was a weird, mad person, that cruel Khomeini. Even as a Shia, I think he was cruel. So answer with the. We were told if someone writes a book against Shias, not Shia, maybe even Shia Islam, let's say. We write, I mean, we have religious scholars who would write a book against that and say, no, this is a propaganda against us and this is our religion and all this. Not go killing when we are told not to kill the Sunni Muslims and understand that they are victims of false propaganda against this, that, then how do you go killing those who are making cartoons of Prophet Muhammad or, writing? How do you know that satanic verses is this thing against Prophet Muhammad? First of all, Salman Rushdie's book. Such a stupidly cruel. I mean, ignorantly, jail ke jail reh gaye. Ignorant. Such ignorance is cruelty. You go into cruelty. Some this kind of ignorance, or I don't know what you are. Someone has burnt the Quran, you protest against it, you raise your voice, not your hands. For God's sakes, compassion and mercy, and then say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. That's Surah Tawbah. Let me see if Ismaili Quran, if Imam, this true Quran that they claim has come true from Prophet Muhammad. Let's see Surah Tawbah ayat, if it starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, they start with the third ayat. The greater Hajj is mentioned. We don't know whether, because we were told, the Shias also, that this ayat doesn't start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, no compassion does God have. There's no compassionate God. Wo urgya. He's gone out, gone with the wind. Gone with the wind. And only once upon a time I'd surrender. Robin Gibb. Robin Gibb. Bee Gees, when he went solo, brothers from the Bee Gees. And only once upon a time I'd surrender. Loving you was twice as nice, but not forever. Gone with the wind. Bismillah is gone with the wind. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Gone with the wind. Starting Surah Tawbah. So that's where's your compassion gone? How can I tell you? Terrible, terrible, I tell you. So I feel there's been how can I show you? How else can I show you? Injustice, inhumanity, don't you think so? If you take this side also, the recent one, Surah Hujurat, ayat 13. O mankind, indeed, we created you from male and a female, a male and a female. Ah, huh? You did? Like you didn't take, like the Christians say that Adam, Bibi Hawa, Eve was created from Adam's rib, right? O mankind, indeed, we created you from a male and a female. So you didn't create the female from the male. And we made you nations and tribes that you may. Okay, we made you. At least God made us nations and tribes, right? Didn't make us Muslims. So that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you near Allah is the most righteous. I think this ayat comes from Plotinus. Because, like those other ayats, Surah Mujadila ayat 22, Surah Tawbah ayat 23 for the Sunnis and the 12 Shias. You cannot, you will be a zalim. What is it? Let me remind you. Sunnis and Shias, at least. Surah Tawbah, Surah Tawbah, ayat, what was it? 23. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I'm so. Oh, God. Or you who have believed. Oh, it doesn't come on the screen. Actually, I think I should come with my mobile thing directly through YouTube now. And I was thinking, I'm going to put here, does Islam promote it? So then I thought, I don't see any Muslim coming here. They're not qualified. I think most Muslims who come here have been disqualified by me to see the truth. You know how, like, in a friendly, understanding manner, civilized manner. So that's why I didn't put that, because it's not for discussion anymore. And I will be shouting and screaming as I saw myself going back to a lot of, because I'm very tired. My condition and the demons and whoever they are, the bad feeling, evil coming up again in me. Islam promotes Zulm against us, not that does Islam anymore. The discussion is closed for the Muslims here. Sorry, right? So, oh, you have believed. Do not take your fathers or your brothers as allies, wali, if they have preferred disbelief over belief. Now, this is not even opposing Allah and the Messenger. This is not even Hada or Shaku, but just do not take them as friends because they preferred disbelief over belief. And whoever does so among you, then it is those who are the wrongdoers, Zalimun. Now, how convenient it is for Imam Ali and, the Imams thereafter to chuck this ayat out. And you don't find it in the Ismaili Quran. Oh, showing that they are good. But the Ismailis have gone. Where have they gone? You know, Imam Ali is the to the polytheists. That's Avatar. I wonder why. Huh? That's Avatar. And please, oh, this is blasphemy. Don't worry, don't worry. This is the truth, right? You may say this is blasphemy by the Ismailis, but this is where this Islam is supposed to end up. You get it? It's stolen from polytheists, from maybe conversation, discussion uh, um, between Jews and the polytheists of that time, the Christians. Uh, and you say it's blasphemy. And now the rest of the Muslims say, ah, Ismailis are doing blasphemy. So you see, even from the true Quran, finally it reached Das Avatar. Who is this Ali? Who is this Ali? I wonder. Huh. And some Muslims say they do blasphemy. Oh, inside Ismailism, the blasphemous Ismaili claimed that Ali was the Das Avatar. Hmm. And why do they say Ya Ali Madad and this and that? Uh, Maybe some other time I'll speak about this. Unjust. How unjust. Isn't this Surah? Huh. And okay, against Christianity, it's like it's a monstrous thing what they have said. So no, Jesus Christ was a Muslim. He was Ruh Allah, Spirit of Allah, he was a Messiah, but he was not the Son of God, not what the Christians have also changed their books, right? Their Injil. But monstrous thing that Quran, Surah Maryam. Of course, it's going to make you and not be friends with the Jews and the Christians, right? They said, "Oh, Mary, you have committed a monstrous thing that they say that Allah has taken a son. You have done an atrocious thing, blasphemous." Surah Maryam ayat 89. This. And of course, not forgetting that you can't be friends. Don't be friends with the Jews and Christians. Al-Kitab, Quran. Oh, now I'm too tired. Let's see how much I can check if the Ismaili Quran has this or not. Oh, you have believed. This is Surah Maida at 51 also. Mhm. Okay, I can check on this one, this ayat, okay? And then I'll leave. Surah 5 ayat 51. O you who believe, do not take the Jews. Now this is not even Eli Kitab, but the Jews and Christians, it's putting it very, very clearly as allies. Some of them are allies to others. Even though these Jews, we are told, killed Jesus Christ, but wow, some of them are allies to others. And whoever takes them as allies among you, then indeed he is of them. Indeed, Allah does not guide the people, Zalimi. Let's see if the Ismaili Quran, Surah Maida at 51. Now my neck is hurting and head. I have to go. Quickly show you. Surah Maida at 51. It's not there. So at least the Ismailis can make friends with Jews and Christians. Just, yeah, 51. It's not there. 50 is there. 54 is there. But what is in Surah Maida at 54? Oh, you have believed, right? Allah will bring forth a people He will love and who will love Him, humble toward the believers. Allah will bring forth the people who He will love, who will love Him, He will love. Not following Prophet Muhammad, because it says, if you love Allah, follow me, Allah will love you and forgive you your sins and all this, that ayat. But here it says, Allah will bring forth a people He will love without following Prophet Muhammad? No, no. Yeah, I guess you have to be following Prophet Muhammad for him to love you. And who will love him? Humble toward the believers, powerful against the disbelievers. Who are these disbelievers? Just because they disbelieve, they strive in the cause of Allah and do not fear the blame of a critic. But you so much fear the blame of a critic that you kill them in Medina just because they've spread rumors? Oh, what a contradiction. Also, this. And is it so? This is in the Ismaili Quran, this. That is not Surah Maida at 51, but Surah Maida at 54 is. Powerful against the disbelievers. And will not and fearing not the blame of any blamer. Mhm. So Prophet Muhammad is told also not to fear what the people, not to fear the people. Surah Azabite really gives out Prophet Muhammad to be a false prophet. So let's see this one, this point, just this one point. I must be resting. I keep resting, but rest doesn't come. Surah Ahzab ayat 37. Is it there in the Ismaili Quran? You see where it says, Allah says, and what the 12 verse Shia say that it's all, that does make sense what the 12 verse Shia say on this. He's fearing the people. Let's see what the Ismaili Quran says. If it has this ayat, Surah Azab ayat, bas. And this will be very painful for me because then I know even Ismaili, then is I'm not, then what shall I say? Help the Ismaili Imam come out of this Islam. It's there. So what does this ayat say? Switch command of action. Okay. What does this ayat say? It tells Prophet Muhammad, right? While you can, okay, this, you feared the people. It tells Prophet Muhammad, you feared the people. Excuse me. Hello, Ismailis. And so this ayat says that, oh, so many contradictions. And they do not fear the blame of a critic. Not only Surah Azab ayat 60, the rumor mongers, kill them wherever you find them. That's in the Ismaili Quran, right? Who is fearing the blame of the critic in this ayat? Don't look at the Shia, 12 Shia tafsir. They give you all, ugh, it's all nonsense, right? You feared the people. Prophet Muhammad feared the people. Don't go to Hazrat Musa's ayat that he conceived a fear in his heart. That's because the people would not believe. But it goes against the Quran ayat, right? They do not fear the critic, the blame of the blame, those who blame. How is, oh, this ayat is put so well. Where is it? Powerful against the disbelievers. They strive in the cause of Allah and do not fear the blame of a critic. The blame of, meaning a blamer. See, fearing not the blame of any blamer, right? Or, you see, it is not Prophet Muhammad whom he loves or guides. It's Allah who will guide. So even if he does something that people might, he's he's fearing that people are going to leave Islam, walk away more, further away from Islam. No, you can't bring that kind of reasoning, right? Why? Because Allah says in the Quran that Prophet Muhammad cannot guide, and he's only to give the message, not to compel anyone. And he cannot guide whom even he loves. So forget it, right? Why are you fearing the people? If they want to come to Allah, through Allah, they will come, right? Why shouldn't they? But like, indeed, O Muhammad, you see, you do not guide whom you like or love, but Allah guides whom He wills. Here. Oh, so there you see Azab that people, he fears the people because he's going to, marry Zainab bin Josh, and they're going to think he's a false prophet, and they're not going to come. They're going to go further away. They're not going to come to Islam, are they? He's going to disgust them. But Prophet Muhammad can't even guide whom he loves, not likes. Hub. Hub. The word is from hub. Love, meaning, right? Okay, I have to go now. So how can he, I have to abruptly go. Thank you so much. Can't breathe properly now. And I think I don't want to get another headache here. Eyes are hurting. And so thank you. And see the contradictions, see the contradictions. Every step of the way, every breath of the way, I'm showing you contradictions. So why should he be fearing the people like Hazrat Musa? Even if you take that example, Quran ayat, that Hazrat Musa conceived a fear in his heart. According to ayat, what is it again? This previous one I showed you. They do not fear the blame of the blamer, which is in the Ismaili Quran. So, how unjust is Islam promoting Zulm against Christians, Jews, Christians, polytheists, taking Ismaili Quranist makes you, anyways, just that you can be friends with them, but they are but powerful or stern against the disbelievers. Now, all these Christians, Jews, Christians, um, polytheists, don't they come under in this disbelievers thing now? Ismailis also. Oh, and another ayat you would bring here, no fear. But the Sunnis have corrected Shias on this. And I stand with the polytheists on this because Umayyads, remember, Shias. How shall I explain? Going back to the polytheists. They weren't true Muslims, right? They were polytheists still, hidden. So uh, the Jews, the Sabians, the Jews, Christians. Let me correct the Ismailis on this also. And the Sabians have no fear. But now this Quran ayat should be Surah Baqarah ayat 2. Surah Baqarah. Surely those who believed in Allah and those who are Jews and Christians and Sabians, whosoever believes in Allah and in the last day and does good deeds, all such people will have their reward with the Lord, and there will be no reason for them to fear, nor shall they grieve. I can tell you without searching that this ayat is in the Ismaili Quran. And what's there twice this ayat is mentioned in the Quran, I think. Let me just check. Surah Maida ayat 69. Whoever believes in Allah and the last day and does good, there will be no fear for them. Let me just show you this. So sorry, what I haven't been able to show you on screen, it didn't come. I tried to, or I forgot to put it on stage. I apologize. Right, and I think, okay, if I remember, I'll come back. Continuing, third part, but maybe with another topic, because Islam promotes zulm against those who do not have the same belief. No, same topic, but let's see how I do it. So you see, this is in the smileys, but I will have to correct the smileys on this. How I will do it, I don't know. I mean, taking the what they say is who try to distort Islam. Indeed, those who believed and those who became Jews. You see, when they believed as they became Jews, I think, and the Sabians and the Christians, whoever believed in Allah and the day, the last, and did good deeds, no, no, no then fear, then no fear on them, and not they will grieve. What does this truly mean? What does this ayat mean? Are the Sunni tafsirs right on this? The Shias, Ismailis right on this? I think it's about need of fear. Okay, so some other time, but I still feel Islam promotes zulm against those who do not believe. Mostly Sunnis and Shias, 12 Shias even in their own delusions about this religion that I had to show them, no, see this is true. Like, not what you say or what you believe. That when all avenues of peace are closed, then Imam Hussein, then we battle. When the battle is given to you, I showed you all this. So Islam promotes them against those who don't have the same belief. At least no love, no care for them. Surah Mujadala, ayat 22, is there in the Ismailis too. I mean, what kind of a religion is this? The greatest person loves even those, and if you don't have the same belief, right? What kind of a Allah? If you are a good human being, let's say Mother Teresa, let's look at Mother Teresa, the good she has done. Oh, just because she wasn't a Muslim, she's going to hell? This is what this Islam is saying, right? Mother Teresa, like human rights for human rights. People, human beings who have chosen humanity, who have good in their heart, even though they don't believe in one God. Hindus, Buddhists, others. Shouldn't you? And the the one who believes in one God, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to befriend your enemy. You're supposed to do good to your enemy, like Jesus Christ. Those good Bible verses, Injil. The New Testament verses, right? I think the greatest person should do this. What do you think? Not like this, what Islam ayats are saying, which are even in the Smiley Quran. Hmm? So we will continue, but I will have no discussion with the Muslims. Maybe the Ismailis, yes. Islam promotes zulm against those who don't have the same belief. Don't be friends with them. Be stern with them. Hatred has come. Surah Mumtahana, ayat 4. That's in the Ismaili Quran. Hatred and animosity towards them. Polytheists. That's not right. Okay. The greatest breath. So, this is not a true God. A true God will tell you never to harm a non Muslim, non believer, even. Never to hate them, love them. You don't hate them. So I think, yeah, Islam does promote zulm against those who don't have the same belief. And this means that it's not the true God. The true God would never allow you such things like as stated in Surah Mumtahana against the polytheists and in Surah Mujadala against your fathers and kinship and all that, brothers, So I think it's enough for now today for me. Sorry, I have to go. Thank you so much. So remove this and